We are now on the record for the video deposition of Jason Lee Van Dyke. Time is 10:07 a.m. The date is August 31st, 2020. The matter of Jason Lee Van Dyke versus Thomas Christopher Retzlaff et al. Being held in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Texas, Sherman Division. Civil action number 4:18-CV-24.
I'm sorry, yes, slow down.
Sorry. -ALM. The court reporter is Brandon Combs, and the videographer is Randy Johnson. Will counsel please state their appearances for the record?
Jeffrey L. Dorrell, D-O-R-R-E-L-L, for the defendant, Thomas Retzlaff.
I'm Jason Lee Van Dyke. I'm appearing pro se.
Will the court reporter please administer the oath?
Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly affirm that the testimony I give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I'm going to mute you just 1 second because I'm 29:56. All right, Mr. Van Dyke, I hope I'm going to play a really short version of a tape recording, a 42-minute tape recording that I believe was made by Isaac Marquardt of you. I think you've seen this transcript and listened to the recording. Can you play now? Then I'm going to ask you a question or two about it.
So are me and Jason, everyone who's on the list will know the name. Need to come clean house and get everything they want out of the house. And all I've done is left. If all I do is leave, that protects you and little Jason and Andrew.
28, 30 seconds.
Well, then I need to see 28 and 30 seconds because all I can see is 29:56.
Now, this all have to pause just a minute.
So what if this house gets sold anytime soon? What are you gonna do? Well, I'm leaving the day of closing. When is closing? I haven't sold the house. Oh. So why? Okay, hypothetically speaking, it sells tomorrow. Well, I'm not. If it's sold tomorrow, I'm not. I've already said I am not
closing until January, because I need the house until January. I need the house till January. What I'm probably going to do is, because I'm not taking, I mean, aside from some clothing and aside from what I can fit into 2 suitcases, basically nothing's coming with me. And so the way I figure, when all my friends know this is going down, their job, basically I'm not hiring movers.
When do we need to come clean house?
You guys will know you guys will know when you need to come clean house.
So are me and Jason?
Everyone who's on the list will know when they need to come clean house and get everything they want out of the house.
And like, who's on that list?
Josh Conklin, which is Josh the cop. Chance Lanzillo, Marshall Lilly, Stefan Schmid, Josh Behrens, Andrew Bell, Mitchell Lester, Chris Duran, Jason Armitage, Chris Brook, Austin Killian, Kyle Bristow, Tarjai Brocken, Mitchell Anthony, Brody Regas, Corey Keel, Trent Moody, Dan Sanderford, Carlos Alcaraz, who I'm taking off and replacing with you, and Spencer Roebuck.
Okay, Mr. Van Dyke, the 2 voices we're hearing here are identified on this transcript as Isaac Lee Marquardt and you, correct?
That's what the transcript says.
Do you agree that that's who these 2 voices are we just listened to?
I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment privilege.
I think you've already admitted in another deposition that this was you on this.
I did not. I invoked my Fifth Amendment privilege with respect to this entire recording in that past deposition.
Okay. Who is Josh Conklin?
I refuse to answer.
On what ground?
Because I obtained information this weekend that your client has been harassing him. And as I told you on the telephone this weekend, Mr. Durrell, I'm not answering any questions about these people because of what your client has done. So forget it.
Well, all I asked was, who is it? You can't even tell me that. This transcript says Josh the cop. Is this the good friend of yours you had dinner with a night or so ago?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That wasn't really so hard. Why are you listing this, all of these names? What is the point of this?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege with respect to this entire recording.
When you say people need to come clean house, what are you referring to?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege with respect to this entire recording.
Go back up a little. Stop. When you say at minute 29 and 30 seconds, the way I figure when all my friends know this is going down, their job basically I'm not hiring movers. Can you tell me what this is going down means?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege. I also object to form.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is this about the time that you moved from the Durango house to the Decatur house?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege with respect to this entire recording. I object to form.
I didn't ask you anything about a recording. I asked you if the time this conversation was happening was about the same as the time that you moved from your 108 Durango Crossroads, Texas house to the house that you live in today.
Mr. Durrell, I'm not going to admit anything about this recording. I'm not going to state anything about it or whether I even know when it was made.
Or when did you move?
I moved from 108 Durango Drive to 117 Hillcrest Lane on April 5th, 2019.
And when was Mr. Marquardt recording you in this conversation?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege and refuse to answer any questions with respect to this recording. But I also object to form.
No, that's not an objection under federal rules. This deposition is under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 30, and there's no such thing as an objection to form. Did Mr. Marquardt live with you at or near the time that you moved out of the Crossroads house to the Decatur house?
Can you give me define at or near?
Within 30 days.
No, he did not.
Did he live with you at the time of the move? Did he ever live with you at the Decatur house?
Has he ever? I'm sorry.
Let me rephrase. My question's not very clear. Did Isaac Lee Marquardt live with you ever at the 117 Hillcrest Lane, Decatur, Texas house?
He has on and off occasionally.
Okay. And how recently has he lived with you?
You mean keeping his stuff there or staying a couple of nights?
Whatever. Either one, you pick.
Last week he stayed a couple nights.
Okay. So, you're still friends, I gather.
Yes.